What's up YouTube and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video I'm going to do my projected starters at running back for each SEC school. But if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And by doing so, it really helps out my channel and helps me grow as a content creator. Well, the SEC is known for being a run-heavy offense. It's kind of hard to argue against the SEC when you think about running backs. You think all the way back, they had guys like Billy Cannon, Herschel Walker. But when you think about Alabama, in my team's case, you got Derrick Henry and Mark Ingram before him. Both of those guys won Heisman. So the SEC definitely got some running backs this upcoming season. And I'm going to go to each school and, name a starter, in my opinion, that's going to be able to start. And the first team I'm going to do is the Vanderbilt Commodores. They're coming in at number 14. I did some research and found out that they have a guy named Patrick Smith. It's probably going to be the starter for them. Last season he had 56 carries. He had 151 rush yards. He had 8 receptions. And he had 41 receiving yards. Last season, he had a limited touches because he was playing behind another guy named Raymond Davis. Raymond Davis has since hit the transfer portal. He went to the Kentucky Wildcats. So expect him to contribute heavy in the Vanderbilt Commodores, rushing attack this upcoming season. He's going to come in at number 14, and he's going to have some big shoes to fill because Raymond Davis had a really, really good season last season for the Vanderbilt Commodores. And Vanderbilt was able to beat 2 SEC teams last season, and I think it was Kentucky and Florida. So they want to continue that success this upcoming season. And Patrick Smith is going to have to embrace that opportunity for the Vanderbilt Commodores this upcoming season. The next running back at number 13, Juju McDowell, for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Last season he had 62 carries. He had 219 rush yards. He had 24 receptions. He had 205 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. So, like I said, he can play both sides of the ball. He's multifaceted. He contribute, on the ground as well through the air. And it's going to be interesting to see what he does in this South Carolina offense. They got Spencer Rattler at quarterback. He's definitely going to have a guy that can do it all. Especially being used in the pass game and the running game. But his role is going to likely increase. Next season with the starting running back, Marshawn Lloyd, he went to USC. So he's definitely going to have to step up for the Gamecocks this upcoming season. But a very versatile player. And in that offense, look out for him for the South Carolina Gamecocks to be the starter. Number 12, you got LeVeon Moss from Texas A&M. This guy is a beast of a player. Last season, he was only able to get 27 carries and 114 rush yards. He had 1 rushing touchdown and 1 receiving touchdown, 1 reception with 8 receiving yards. And he was a one-time Alabama commit. We was looking at him to come to Alabama, but he's, like I said, he played sparingly, but he's very, very talented. He relied, on Devin A-Chain last season. We all know how good he was to carry the load, for the Texas A&M Aggies. Moss was likely to be number 1 running back now, in College Station. He's going to get an increase in his role. And like I said, he has the potential to be a workhorse. He has the potential there. And he's going to be playing in a new offense under Bobby Petrino. So look out for LeVeon Moss. Definitely a guy that's going to break out and be I think, a good player for the Aggies offense this upcoming season. Plus, they're bringing in Ole Miss's old running backs coach. So expect LeVeon Moss to be a beast this upcoming season. That new head coach, not head coach, but running back coach, he's going to do wonders with LeVeon Moss with Texas A&M. And number 11, they got Josh Williams from LSU. Last season, he had 97 carries. He had 532 rush yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, 21 receptions, and 132 receiving yards. So, what can I say about Josh Williams, man? This dude can do it all. He was a former walk-on and played a lot in the second half of the season. He had great games against my Alabama Crimson Tide, Ole Miss and Arkansas. Really, really good running back. He got a power running style, and he's going to bring veteran leadership to the LSU team. They got Noah Cain as well, but watch out for Josh Williams. He might be the guy, but it could be Noah Cain as well. LSU is not lacking for talent in the running back position, and watch out for them this upcoming season. And just as a whole, LSU is going to be really, really good offensively. So watch out for Josh Williams, really, really good player. And number 10 is Cody Schrader from Missouri. This is a tough guy. I watched some film on this guy. Like I said, Missouri is one of the teams that's very, very scrappy, and he's going to be carrying the load for them. He transferred to Missouri. He came from Truman State, and he led the team. He had in rushing yards. He had 170 carries for 745 rush yards. He had 9 rushing touchdowns, 19 receptions for 137 receiving yards. So, like I said, he transferred in last season, but he definitely stepped up for the Missouri Tigers last season, and he's only going to even get more, playing time this upcoming season. And like I said, he's another tough running, bruising, running back. He got that running style where he just knock you over and stuff like that, and he's going to alleviate a lot of pressure from the Missouri Tigers offense. So watch out for Cody Schrader for the Missouri Tigers. Number 9. For Auburn, they got Baty. I might be pronouncing his last name wrong, but he has 176 carries. He has 1,186 rushing yards. He has 8 rushing touchdowns, 14 receptions, and he has 91 receiving yards. Of course, Auburn lost, Tank Bigsby a season ago. He was their guy, and he declared for the draft. Now, they're going to be looking to lean on Baty. He's from South Florida, the Bulls. So he's going to have a huge role to fill this upcoming season in Hugh Freeze's offense. They got Philip Montgomery over there. And between him and Hugh Freeze, I expect this rushing attack for Auburn to be really, really good. Auburn going to be sneaky good, I believe, on the offensive side of the ball. And they definitely going to get back to, run the ball. Auburn, for the last couple of seasons, that was their strong suit. And they're set up. They win the transfer portal, got a lot of offensive lineman guys to come in. Expect Auburn's rushing attack to be really good, and expect Baty to be the guy for Auburn Tigers run the ball. So look out for him. And number 8, for Florida, you got Montreal Johnson Jr., a guy that got significant playing time last season. He had 155 carries, 841 rush yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, 12 receptions, 58 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. So this guy can do it all. Can come out the backfield, can go out wide, can do it all. And he's going to have that continuity. Like I said, he came over from Louisiana Lafayette, being with Billy Napier, his current head coach at Florida. Like I said, they already worked together. They got that foundation. So he was the featured running back last season as well behind the quarterback. And it's going to be Anthony. Anthony, I'm just drawing a blank, guys. Florida's quarterback that just got drafted. But he was featured in the backfield, and definitely going to get some more carries this upcoming season. And I'm pretty sure he's going to hit over 1,000 yards rushing this upcoming season. Florida had a really, really good offensive line last season. They had one of the best running games last season. Expect Montreal Johnson to have a huge season in the backfield. Anthony Richardson, guys. I don't know why I can't think of his name, but Anthony Richardson, he was back there with Anthony Richardson. And they had a really good offensive line last season, good rush attack. So look out for Montreal Johnson for the Florida Gators. And he comes in at number 8. Number 7, Joquavius Marks for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. This dude right here, was a beast for the Mississippi State Bulldogs last season. They didn't really run the ball as much because it was Mike Leach's offense. They bring in Zach Arnett, though, the defensive coordinator, to be the head coach. They got a new offensive coordinator as well. So I don't expect their offense to be as pass happy as it was, under Mike Leach. I think they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit. And Quavius Marks, I think he's going to be utilized at both, running back and receiver like he was last season, but he's going to have an uptick in his production. He had 113 carries. He had 582 rush yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, 48 receptions, and 288 receiving yards. He's going to get an uptick in that, guys, because the Bulldogs lost Ra Thomas. He transferred to Georgia, the Bulldogs. So Quavius Marks, he's going to be good at both, like I said, out the backfield, at running back and at wide receiver next season. Just a versatile running back, and he's going to be real, really good this upcoming season for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. But he comes in at number 7. Number 6, Raymond Davis at Kentucky. This is the guy I was saying that transferred from Vanderbilt and went to Kentucky. And he's going to be tasked with a huge, shoes to fill, because Kentucky no longer has Chris Rodriguez. So he comes in, and he's probably going to be the guy. He's a physical runner. He's about 5'8", 205 pounds. He had 232 carries. He had 1,000 yards and 42 rush yards. He had 5 rushing touchdowns, 29 receptions, 169 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. So another versatile guy. That's the name of the game now, at running back. You got to be able to run the ball and be physical, but you also got to be able to catch it out the backfield. Raymond Davis can do it all, and long as I've known, Kentucky loves to establish the run. Last season, their offensive line wasn't really as good, as it has been, so I know they're going to be, tasked with, building that blue wall that they normally have on the offensive line. But Raymond Davis, they get that going, man. Kentucky's going to get back to that tough downfield running attack that they normally have. And like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see what Mark Stoops can do with Raymond Davis coming in from Vanderbilt. But very tough running back. Number 5, Chase McClellan from my Alabama Crimson Tide. Chase McClellan, last season, got 112 carries, 655 rush yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, 14 carries for 174 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. So, guy got speed, very, very shifty. Give him a hole, he can take it all the way to the house. Really, really good running back. Bill O'Brien, in my opinion, he slowed Alabama's running game all the way down. We was too pass happy last season, but we're going to get a heavy emphasis, I believe, on the running backs this upcoming season with Tommy Reese coming in. He's going to implement a heavy rushing attack, and I expect Chase McClellan will be the number 1 guy, but Alabama is just loaded at the position. We still got Rodell Williams back there. We got Jam Miller. Justice Haynes keeps showing out, a lot of good things about him. But we also got another guy coming in, and I'm drawing a blank right now, guys. He helped us recruit a lot of guys, but I'm drawing a blank, guys. I hate when I do this, but we got another talented running back coming in, and Alabama's run attack going to be really, really good this upcoming season. But Jason McClellan, if he's healthy, man, look out for him. I think he's going to be an effective runner for Alabama this upcoming season, effective pass catcher. And it's going to be interesting to see what Tommy Reese does with him. Richard Young, guys, that's the guy that's coming in for Alabama. Richard Young. He's a beast of a player, too, coming in. So between Richard Young and Justice Haynes and you got Chase McClellan, Rodell Williams, Jam Miller, like this running attack is going to be really, really good for Alabama this upcoming season. But expect Chase McClellan to be the main guy, But can't wait to see what he does for Alabama this season. And number 4, DeShawn Edwards. This guy was really, really good last season. He had 140 carries, 769 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, 14 receptions, and 101 receiving yards. So the Bulldogs, man, they just running back factory. They just rotate guys in and out. But in me in particular, DeShawn Edwards was the guy last season. And they had some question mark last season who was going to be the guy. But DeShawn Edwards, when he was out there, he looked really, really good. And expect him to have an increase in carries. And he's more of a power running back. And we all know that bodes well with Georgia's running attack. Georgia always has good, running back. So DeShawn Edwards is going to be that guy, in my opinion, running back number 1 for the Georgia Bulldogs. And they're going to continue to be able, be good, at running back. But DeShawn Edwards, the guy, at number 4. Number 3, for Tennessee, Jabari Small. He had 157 carries, 734 rush yards, 13 rush touchdowns, 12 receptions, and 206 receiving yards with 2 receiving touchdowns. Tennessee last season had one of the best offenses last season. Very, very explosive. And it was a run first team last season. A lot of people think, Tennessee passes the ball. No, they actually ran the ball really, really well last season. They did that first before they even passed the ball. They run that up tempo. And Jabari Small, he's going to be dangerous this upcoming season. They called him a lot of times, like in the red zone, to make plays. And he always came through for him. And he may not have got, as much touches as other running backs would, at other schools. But he makes a difference for them this upcoming season. And I definitely see him as the number 1 running back. And Tennessee is going to continue to keep that rushing attack that they had last season. And they bringing in Joe Milton, got some playing time last season. It looked like the offense didn't skip a beat. So expect Jabari Small to be that guy for Tennessee as the number 1 running back. And number 2, Raheem Rocket Sanders for the Arkansas Razorbacks. This dude right here can do it all. Run the ball, very, very physical running back. He had 222 carries, 1,443 rush yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, 28 receiving receptions, and had 271 receiving yards with 2 receiving touchdowns. Arkansas, we all know, relies heavily on the run game. They got KJ Jefferson at quarterback. He was a beast last season running the ball. You got that 1-2 punch between him and KJ Jefferson, man. Rocket Sanders, just a beast, man. The two combined for 2,000 yards and 19 touchdowns a season ago. So that should tell you everything you need to know about Arkansas. They're very, very run heavy. But they brought in Dan Enos as the offensive coordinator. He's definitely going to train up KJ Jefferson to be able to pass the ball. But don't get it twisted. Rocket Sanders is going to still get his carries. Definitely one of the best running backs in the country. And he comes in at number 2. And I expect a big season for him this upcoming season. And at number 1 in the SEC for the Ole Miss Rebels, Quincy Judkins. This guy last season as a freshman was just a beast, man. And he's the leading running back out of the best running back in the SEC as far as yards that he was able to accumulate. He had 274 carries. He had 1,567 rush yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, 15 receptions, and 132 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. So there's no denying that he was the number 1 running back last season. He's an Alabama native. I can't believe we let this guy get away from us, but he has a powerful running style. We all know what Lane Kiffin is able to do at running the ball. Got speed, he blow by defenders, and when he get in that second level, man, it's hard for the secondary to catch him. He's a workhorse, really, really good running back, and watch out for him this upcoming season, man. Quincy Judkins at Ole Miss, he's definitely going to be relied on, depending on who Ole Miss starts at, the quarterback position. I believe Sanders is going to be able to be the quarterback for Ole Miss this upcoming season. But it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen this upcoming season for the Ole Miss Rebels. But he definitely takes the cake as the #1 running back last season because Lane Kiffin wasn't afraid to run the ball last season. And Quincy and Judkins, man, just a beast of a player. But those are my projected starters for the SEC this upcoming season. What do you guys think about it? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Once again, guys, if you haven't, hit that notification bell and like and share and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.